to cut and remove strong language, strong ambition on targets, timelines, and funding here in Rio. Canada, they came up for tarring Rio Plus 20, but we decided no. Then we thought the United States and Japan, maybe, for wielding the metaphorical and literal giant delete button, cutting out any sort of hard, strong commitments from this text. But again, no, it wasn't doing it enough. Then we thought maybe all the oil-rich nations, for continuing to put polluters ahead of people, for continuing to stand in the way of progress on climate change and the environment. But no, something still isn't right. We haven't quite got exactly what we want. Now, there's too many people that are getting off the hook. So, we realized the outcome so far here in Rio can only be described as an epic failure. Yet all governments today have applauded this weak agreement as if destroying the planet and condemning people were something to celebrate. Now, this is not the future we want. If anything, this is the future that polluters have bought. Within this text, Rio Plus 20 is turning back the clock on sustainable development. As nations hide behind economic insecurity, they continue to give upwards of $1 trillion every single year to wealthy fossil fuel corporations. Yet here in Rio, they all come up with empty pockets. The first step is to turn that $1 trillion green. And like I said, that's the first step. There are still miles to go on oceans, on the sustainable development goals, or on even having the ambition to build a pathway to a just and sustainable future. Because every country has applauded this document, and no country has had the guts to step up and be a champion for the people and the planet, this fossil is for every single nation and for all the world leaders beginning to arrive to what has become a glorified photo op to sign a declaration of destruction and a plan for pollution. There are 3 days left here in Rio, and without a huge change, this summit will go down in history as more than simply a failure. And those leaders who sign off on its demise will be known as the architects of its destruction. So as we hand out this, the biggest fossil ever in history, heads of state and their representatives here need to remember one thing. The whole world is watching, the planet is burning, and they are holding the matches. Thank you.